Have you ever had one of those days where the world just feels off? You know, the lights feel way too bright, a gentle touch feels sharp, and it's like your own body is working against you? Well, that's often what's known as a flare day. And in this explainer, we're going to break down a whole toolkit for how to get through them, built on some really powerful ideas about being kind to yourself and using practical care. Wow. That description is just so vivid, isn't it? It perfectly captures how a flare can creep up on you. It's not always this big, dramatic explosion of pain. Sometimes it's much quieter, just this subtle background noise that slowly but surely takes over everything. And that's really our goal here. We want to offer some clarity, some real practical tools. Basically, to hand you a flashlight so you can find your way when you're in that dark, confusing room. Okay, so first things first, let's get on the same page. What is a flare, really? This whole first section is about finding the right words for an experience that so often nobody else can see. I love this way of thinking about it. Your body is like a smoke detector. A flare is just the alarm blaring. Now, sometimes there's a real fire, but other times the battery's just low, from stress, not enough sleep, inflammation, and it just starts beeping at every little thing. This completely reframes the whole experience, right? It's not you failing, it's a sensitive system that just needs a little bit of attention. And this is absolutely crucial. Not all flares look or feel the same. Your flare might be totally different from someone else's. You could have days that are all about intense pain, or days where the fatigue is so deep that just getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. Then you've got sensory flares, cognitive flares, that dreaded brain fog, and even emotional ones. Just recognizing that they come in all these different forms is such a huge first step. Let this one sink in for a second. It is so easy to feel guilty, to think you should just push through it. But a flare is a real, physiological thing happening in your body. It's not a character flaw. It's not weakness. It's something that you need to meet with care, not with force. Okay, so how do we turn all this understanding into action? You're in a flare. What do you actually do? This next section is all about building your immediate toolkit, the stuff you can have ready to go for the moment it hits. Think of this like your personal emergency go bag for a flare day. Simple things can make a world of difference. A soft Y mask when light hurts, earbuds to block out overwhelming sound, a protein snack to stop an energy crash. And look at that last one, a pre-written text message. That is a brilliant energy-saving hack to tell people what you need when you just can't find the words. You know when you're in that brain fog and making even the simplest decision feels impossible? This little if-then guide is a total lifesaver. It takes all the guesswork out of it. Feeling that brain fog roll in? Don't even try to write a complicated email. Just record a quick voice note to yourself and go rest for 15 minutes. It's all about having a super clear, low-energy plan ready to go. We're always told to just rest, but what does that even mean, really? Good rest is an active skill, not just stopping. You can plan your rest ahead of time, you can adapt it with things that are low energy but still feel good, or you can use it strategically around things you know are triggers. This totally transforms rest from being a sign of giving up into a powerful tool for managing your life. All right, now for one of the hardest parts of having a flare, the social side of it. Explaining what's happening to people who might not get it can be exhausting. So this section is full of scripts that are designed to protect your precious energy. Look at how simple and effective this is. It does 3 really important things. 1, it names what's happening. I'm having a flare. 2, it manages expectations. I'll be quieter. And 3, it makes a specific request. And I need help with X. No drama, no long explanations, just clear, direct information. This one is a masterclass in setting boundaries. Instead of just a flat no, which can feel a little harsh, it offers an alternative. You're showing that you're still in the game, but you're also being really clear about your limits for that day. It preserves your energy and your relationships. And for work, this script is pure gold. It makes the situation legitimate by calling it a real health day, and it sets a clear boundary on when they can expect to hear from you. It's professional, it protects your privacy, and it manages everyone's expectations. Intimacy can get so complicated during a flare when the very touch that could be healing also might be painful. Instead of just pulling away without saying anything, which can be really confusing for your partner, gentle language like, I want contact but softer can change everything. It keeps you connected while still honoring what your body actually needs.
So we've got our tools for what to do in the moment. Now let's zoom out a bit. How do you build a life that actually works with the reality of flares, not against it? Well, that's where pacing and planning come in. Pacing isn't about doing nothing. It's about avoiding that awful boom and bust cycle, where you overdo it one day and pay for it for the next 3. This 4-step plan is so practical. First, you figure out your priorities. Then you spread them out. You build in these little micro rests, and you stay flexible, ready to change plans. It's all about working with your energy. Your calendar can feel like a bully sometimes, right? But you can actually turn it into your best ally. Use it to protect your energy before you even start your day. Color code your days so you have planned light duty times. Build in buffer time around appointments so you're not always rushing. And block off time for yourself. This turns your calendar from a source of stress into a shield. This is a question that comes up all the time. And the answer is a really, really important and compassionate one. No. Pacing is an incredibly powerful tool. It can reduce how often flares happen and how bad they are, but it is not a magic wand. If a flare still happens, it does not mean you failed at pacing. It just means a flare happened. That's it. And that brings us to our final section, which is really all about your mindset. It's about making a quiet agreement with yourself to approach this whole reality with genuine compassion. Flares aren't just physical. They bring up so many other feelings, don't they? Shame, anger, grief. And those feelings are valid. The key is to actually tend to them, not just push them away. And we can do that with simple, concrete actions. Actually say to yourself, this is frustrating. Name what you've lost, and use a small ritual to just offer yourself a moment of kindness. If you only take one single thing away from this entire explainer, please let it be this. It just says it all. A flare is an event, kind of like a snowstorm. You don't blame yourself for the storm, do you? No, you prepare for it, you respond to it with care, and you give yourself grace. We live in a world that is obsessed with productivity, that's constantly measuring our worth by how much we do. So let's end with this final, powerful idea. Sometimes moving forward is just taking one tiny step, and sometimes it's staying completely still and resting. Whatever your forward looks like on any given day, it is enough.